John Parker Wilson, I hope you're having a great day. Welcome into the game in Tuscaloosa.
I am doing great. Good to hear from you, man. Full disclosure, I've got a 1.5-year-old right with me right now, so you might hear a little bit of background noise coming at you, but bear with me.
Now, John Parker, we could just put him on the phone and ask him what he thinks about Alabama Crimson Tide football.
You know, I think he could probably do a pretty good job right now. He's been working on – there's a good chance he's going to be a pulling guard here in about 18 years. So we're working on him right now, the snapping and the pulling of the guard.
Okay. How about roll tide? Has he mastered that those two words?
No, we're not really good with English yet. He can do elephant really good. He's got the trunk. He's got it all down. So we're working on roll tide.
I got you. All right. So Baron Huber is here with me, and he's got a few questions for you. But I want to start with Eli Gold for just a couple of minutes. You're sitting there in that booth this past weekend with Eli Gold and the previous Saturday, and you're describing Alabama football. Are you in awe that you're sitting beside Eli Gold and listening to him call the game, and then you're there to jump in for about 14 or 15 seconds and give a quick analysis?
Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that because it was just this week when we're practicing, and Eli has obviously been doing this for a long time, and he's a professional up and down. He can turn it on, and he's sitting there, you know, acting like it's a game day. And I wasn't on. I was thinking, like, this is really cool. This guy, I mean, he's so good at what he does, and I think that's going to be a huge help to me, you know, getting used to everything, you know, it's different than just watching game to actually describe what's going on. And I'm just really looking forward to being with him and learn as much as I can because he really is a legend.
All right, so Baron Huber's going to jump in here as well. Baron, come on. You got the best question for your former quarterback here?
Yeah, John Parker, I just got one quick question for you. I'll be direct with it, too. I've known you for 12 years now, I guess it's been. Is there a reason why when we were playing together you never tried to audible to like a fullback dive on the goal line at any point? Did it ever cross your mind that maybe your friend and teammate may want to put 6 in for Alabama at all?
Yeah, it definitely did, and I wanted to so many times, but Coach Saban, you know, he told me, he's like, whatever you do, we're saving the best play we got. We're saving the play to Baron Huber. We're going to need him on the goal line at some point, and we saved it for too long. So it was in the playbook. Coach Saban wouldn't let me call it, though.
See how good he is at deflection?
Oh, it's
perfect. Those quarterbacks, man. He's a scrambler.
Something about those
Not only in the pocket, but on the question, too.
John Parker, let me ask you, when you talk about audibles, how much would Nick Saban really give you the flexibility? I mean, when you went out there, how much trust did he give you of making some of those calls? As far as audible and out.
So we did get a lot more free way to do it. It wasn't necessarily an audible to a completely different play, but a lot of times we would have a play built in on top of another play. So, like, it would be a run where we had the option to throw it or the throw with an option to run it, and we did do a lot of that, especially my senior year.
We're talking to John Parker Wilson, and listen, don't let the little guy there. He's fine. I mean, listen, don't worry about it. Listen, we're all Baron has got a daughter. I've got a daughter as well. So we have all been through those days when the little guy there begins to cry a little bit. So take care of him, and we could talk Alabama football in kind of mixed between here. John Parker, let me ask you, when we talk about 11 days out, what point do you begin the game install going into fall camp compared to the first game? And I know it's different during the regular season, but 11 days out, at what point do you begin really turning your attention away from fall camp and really focus on the upcoming opponent?
Yeah, so they're starting to sprinkle it in right now. They're starting to put in some Louisville plays and seeing what the other team is looking like. Now, the players might not know it, but they're beginning. The coaches have already had probably all their preparation done. You know, they know exactly what's going to be called. But, you know, it's already happening, and then, you know, Monday will really ramp it up. But you take these extra days and take it as a tool. You know, usually you only get 6 days to prepare for a team. Now we're going to get, 6 months really. So they're already breaking down. You know, we know Louisville's going to throw the ball a lot and all the receivers that they have. So the young secondary, we're seeing those pass plays and pass routes that they're Louisville's receivers like. They're already getting used to that right now. They're taking advantage of this extra time that they have, getting ready for a pretty high-powered offense.
There's a lot of talent there, but it's inexperienced talent, maybe not battle-tested as much as we would like. And I'm sure Nick Saban even had some comments following the scrimmage on Saturday. But to go back here, how important is it that this secondary is getting tested in practice, going up against quarterbacks that throw the football, and having a chance to maybe find out those deficiencies before they get to the big game coming up in Orlando?
Yeah, I loved it as a quarterback when our coaches during training camp would get on defense, because that means we were getting after them. So you love that as an offensive guy. And look, they're going to get some really good receivers. I think we've got a super deep receiving core with Ruggs, and the rest of the guys. But I think the practice against this top offense that we have is going to pay off dividends for the whole year. And yeah, they're tested, but guys like we got some pretty good reps last year. I know we're not returning only 3 starters, but these guys got good quality reps. And even on scout team, they're going against Calvin Ridley, the likes of these guys. It's just going out there and now translating it to the game. Coach Saban runs a complicated, sophisticated defense, and it's taking that from practice where, you're getting comfortable with the play calls now. It's taking that from practice and applying it to the game, because I don't care who you're playing, where you're playing. When that whistle blows and they kick it off and it's the real deal, it's tougher. It's faster. Guys are moving faster. And this is, why you're recruited to come to Alabama, to make these big plays in these big games.
John Parker, most intriguing position for you to watch first game?
I think the obvious answer is the quarterback, and see who that's going to be and see how that plays out, or whether it's one guy or 2 guys or what. I think it's the secondary. The Coach Saban, we know his background with the DBs, and the way he's been coaching those guys up. So having that inexperience facing 3 really good receivers with Louisville. I mean, these guys put up a lot of numbers last year. I think that's what to look out for this first game. That and the whole defense. It's been well publicized, especially our linebackers, the injuries that they've had. Guys like Matt Wilson stepping up. We always have a signal caller, a quarterback on defense. Last year we had 2, Sean Dion Hamilton, Rashawn Evans. So who's that guy going to be this year? Coach Saban always talks about forming identity. You're still working on identity 1 or 2 weeks into the season.
Let me ask you, with a right-handed quarterback and a left-handed quarterback, how much of a challenge is that, do you see, for the offensive line of having to adjust of what guys back there? Is there a different setup on that offensive line that you're seeing?
That's a good question. And most of the questions that I get are, hey, is it a big difference for the receivers? Which it is, because naturally the ball is going to fade to the arm side of the quarterback. So if I'm a righty, it's going to tail a little bit to the right. And if I'm a lefty, it's going to tail a little back to the left. But the offensive lineman, are we going to switch around, which would be Jonah Williams if Jalen was a quarterback to the right side? I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're in a really good situation with everything that's going on in the rest of the team, that are all offense. We got 5 sides of, it doesn't matter. It's not like it's a weak side and a blind side. I think we got both 2 really good sides with whoever plays the tackle position.
All right, final question. John Parker Wilson, presented by Tuscaloosa Toyota and tuscaloosa.youtube.com. At this point of camp, how tired are you of going up against your friend, your roommate, your teammate, the guy that you battle with? Is this the point of camp where you got to go? Is this the 4th quarter of just to get through, 8, 9 practices left? Is this the point of camp where you're just tired of hitting crimson and you want to get after somebody with a different color?
No question. I mean, I never had that problem personally, because luckily we didn't get hit in practice or have to hit anybody.
I've seen Nick Saban do these fumble drills for quarterbacks. You guys didn't do that?
Yeah, I've been sitting here rolling my eyes. He didn't get hit this entire time.
No, I really didn't. But it was fun for me. This is the time of camp when fights are breaking out. Guys like Barron are in there scrapping it up. Because for the whole camp, it's been really 2 sides of the locker room. It's been offense and the defense, and they'll come together as camp breaks. And now you're going to focus on Louisville. But Yeah, I mean, these guys are in there banging every day and hitting and just over and over and over. And you can't, brother-in-law it, if you will, because you'll get exposed on tape. So you got to get after it. I mean, Barron knows more than anybody. Let's just hit somebody else. I'm tired of hitting these same guys over and over.
All right, can you remember a point in a game where Barron missed a block, a big outside linebacker who cleans you up and you get back to the huddle, and we're talking about a guy that, is your roommate, right? I mean, anything you say crazy to a guy that missed the blitz and outside backer?
You don't have to answer that, John Parker.
I don't think Barron ever missed a block, but I did learn one thing early on in my career. I'm not going to complain or yell at anybody that's blocking for me. And if I don't care who is out there, if you got a chance to block for me, I'm going to try to make you my best friend and keep you happy. But luckily, Barron was always in the right spot. I mean, he was the quintessential of knowing all the playbook, being the extra coach out there on the field. So anytime Barron was in the huddle, it was a comforting feeling of having a guy like that, knowing that, if a tight end did line up wrong, Barron would line him up in the right position.
Now, he's campaigning to bring back the fullback. Him and Mark Houston, my best buddy here in Tuscaloosa, both fullbacks on national championship teams. Both of them advocate to bring back the fullback to be a more part of college football. Would you be with them?
I'm 100% with them. You want to keep a well-rounded team. You got to have every position represented. Fullback's definitely one of those. Barron was one of the last greats at Alabama to play fullback. That's pretty good to say, Barron, if you were the last great to play fullback, though.
Yeah, it's a dinosaur position, but that's all right. People get in love with the vertical passing game, but some days it'll turn back around where you're still going to need 3 yards in a cloud.
It's all cyclical, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
Hey, John Parker, I'm going to throw it back to you, and I'm going to let you go, man. Talk about Tuscaloosa Toyota and all the great things happening there on Skyline Boulevard.
So happy to be a part of this, coming in this last segment, playing Dixieland alike, and hearing that and being able to be a part of Tuscaloosa Toyota. I know they're a huge part of the show. They're also a huge part of the town. They're a huge part of West Alabama. So go out and see them on Skyline Boulevard. We always talk about one price, one place where there's no haggling. There's no wondering what the price is going to be or do I need to drive away so I can get a better price. They put their best offer. They shoot their best shot up front. Sales guys are paid the same no matter what. There's no commission for them. And then you get 3 days to turn the car back in. If you don't like it for whatever reason, new or used, they'll give you your money back, give you your car back. So go see them, Tuscaloosa Toyota or tuscaloosa.youtube.com.
John Parker, I'll talk to you next Tuesday. Can you believe it? We will be game week. Next Tuesday at 5 o'clock when we talk to you, it'll be game week here in Tuscaloosa. We've counted it down from 240, and we're down to 11 days. It's hard to believe.
That's what I'm talking about. Roll Tide. It's here. It's here. We're going to be playing on primetime, ABC. I'm pumped. Once again, fall has hit us. Ready for a little cold weather. I'm tired of sweating, but I'm ready for football.
Hey, it's 85 in Tuscaloosa, man. That's a little bit of cold
chilly,
streak.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
better
a little
bust up
bit.
the jacket.
Hey, it's time for chili. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Roll Tide.